NekoVerse is an upcoming MMORPG that is play to earn on mobile devices. It reminds me something a little bit with the battling system of Pokémon, but with their cat NFTs. What does the Balthazar research report have to say about it? Let's dive into the report and see what the thoughts of the alpha team are. Stay tuned. Neko is the Japanese word for cat, which is why if you look at their NFTs, they're all similar sizes and shapes of cartoon cats with different skins, colors, and items on them. Within the world of NekoVerse, the governing entities are the three mythical gods called the Ancient Triad. The gods have cast a curse upon the land, and only those who prevail shall remain. The land itself comprises of three different types of realms: the Elemental Realms, City of Greed, and Chaos Land, which all have a unique gameplay to it. Every single Neko NFT is going to have its own origin in a tribe with its corresponding realm and different quest lines that come from it. It doesn't look like we know much more about the lore, but apparently each of those quest lines should show you more about the lore of each tribe. As a play-to-earn game, the City of Greed is going to act as that economic hotspot. In this MMO, the battling is going to come in different shapes and sizes. You're going to have PvP, PvE, you're going to have 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, as well as things like guild battles, boss raids, etc. Elements determine the boosts and debuffs a Neko receives when facing a Neko of a different element. Skills can either be an attack, a defense, or a buff. And then of course, stats, levels, and equipment are going to affect the rest. As I said in the intro, it does remind me of playing Pokémon a bit, especially with the turn-based having different abilities, having different elementals that either have a strength or weakness against each other. I do like they have the ability to mix it up with either 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, or you could do like boss battles or guild battles. Those types of things are fun, but it does remind me a lot like Pokemon or a lot of other 3v3 NFT game battles that we're seeing. So as far as the battling system, there isn't anything that's screaming out to me right now that is totally unique. However, it is a MMO, so there is more to it than just the battling system. Exploration is going to be a central part of the game in which the economy thrives due to the adventure. Here, players will stumble upon resources they can harvest or mine, which later can be used in item crafting or sold on the market. As of right now, there isn't a lot of information on the exploring part of this game, really only a couple photos. I would love to see more information about this. Is it idle? You just select your NFTs to go out and do a mission, set the timer, come back and collect your resources? Or is this me actually being active in the game to go chop down trees, mine ore, plant crops? How does that look like? Can they make the world also look a little more immersive than this? How much are they actually planning to add? Because right now it looks pretty simplistic. All we know so far is that the exploring part of the game is going to be key, even if we don't know what it looks like, because that is going to unlock items for you to craft. Some items are going to be required to unlock new features in the game, and others are going to directly impact a Neko's stats in battle. Most of these items are going to be crafted through players. Each Neko can also have 4 different professions, including farmer, crafter, breeder, or necromancer. To me, how all this crafting, exploration, and professions come together for your Nekos is going to be the key to victory for this game, because sometimes in an MMO, the best part of the game can actually be the crafting and trying to get that legendary loot, and sometimes that even forces you to play more battles because you're interested in getting those drops. So if they can make that part really engaging, even if the battling system isn't mind-blowing, it can still be a lot of fun. There's also going to be the opportunity in the game, if you own land, to start a guild. Each of these guilds are going to have the ability to build an auction house and guild marketplace, an arena, and a forgery. This is a really cool idea for this game because MMOs especially have this tendency to be really built around guilds, and it's nice that they're going to have their own ecosystem set up for them in-game. Now, I do get a little bit nervous anytime a project mentions betting within their game. Not that I'm totally against it, but there are some potential countries that might have regulation issues with that, or I could see this game really appealing to a younger generation, even some kids or teens, and that could be a little bit dicey. Finally, as far as gameplay, the Chaos Land is the part of the NekoVerse that only the risk-seeking players will visit. In the Chaos Land, players risk losing the ownership of both items and their Neko when being bested in battle. Of course, if you achieve victory in this land, you'll have a lot higher rewards. This is an interesting concept that I've only heard one other project doing, Cyberbugs, which is actually having the ability to burn NFTs if you are losing in battle. Now, of course, in this land, the rewards are going to have to be high enough to incentivize players to go and risk their NFTs, but if done correctly, maybe this is a healthy burning mechanic to their entire economy. For the tokenomics of this game, they are also going with a 2-token system. ASG is going to be more of that in-game currency that you can earn and use to craft and do other things within the game, whereas the NVS token will be for governance. The interesting thing is, by staking the in-game currency ASG, players will receive the governance token NVS. This mechanism works the other way around as well, where you stake NVS to receive ASG. That's an interesting concept because usually you don't see staking go both ways, or you can usually only stake the governance token to earn more of the governance token. It seems like you'd be able to compound your interest a lot because you could stake your in-game currency to earn more of the governance token, and then what's stopping you from taking that governance token and staking it more for ASG and doing a rinse and repeat? So I'm a little bit worried about the sustainable part of that, but if it works, that would be awesome for us who are trying to earn in this game. Not only that, but by assigning Nekos to the temple, a player can boost the APY of their stake corresponding with the Neko's level. Now that is a cool concept. It encourages you to actually play and earn, not just buy up a bunch of tokens, stake them, and walk away and come collect your interest. You should be able to play the game and get better rewards, and I like that they're putting that mechanism in. The team is also showing that they're thinking through and trying to stop the declining reward structures that we see in a lot of other play-to-earn games. They want to do this through the asset removal and the chaos land mechanic. They want to burn different resources and currency, and also the token burning, and they also hope that the staking of the Nekos for the extra APY will help slow the velocity of supply. From our perspective, we've seen many projects inflate into nothingness, and we're curious how NekoVerse will solve this. On one hand, they say they'll implement features to avoid a declining reward curve, while on the other hand, they have measures to increase inflation and to accommodate new players and continuous growth. These might go hand in hand, but could prove a challenge to balance as well. As someone that's been in the play-to-earn space for over a year now, I'm at the point where I'll believe it when I see it. I think the rewards of a game are always going to ebb and flow, especially because it's really hard to make a sustainable economy. And not only that, but it's tied to the rest of the crypto market that is also really volatile. So that's where I think the game has to be so fun and engaging that even if the token prices are down, people are still willing to play and engage with your game. However, I do think the team has some interesting concepts here that I would like to see play out. And if you want to read more about the tokenomics and different burning ideas they have, go check out the whole research report. NekoVerse is also being built on the Solana blockchain, and as a gamer, I do like that because I like having as little gas fees as possible and that fast transaction speed. However, if you're in the crypto space, you probably know some of the drama or the debate going around about the Solana blockchain. So if you're someone that's putting in a lot of money into these projects, I would go read the research report and get our full thoughts about the Solana blockchain. As for the team, the alpha team actually had a pretty difficult time finding out who is all behind this game. On LinkedIn, they state that the team consists of 11 to 50 employees. However, only 2 of them are listed. From what we can tell, the team seems to be young and we cannot find much relevant experience. However, looking at the product itself, at least the visuals stand out as being vivid, fun, and well thought out. For those of you who know me over at Luke Plays to Earn, you know that I get nervous about games with teams that are mostly anonymous. So that's one thing I would like to see from the team. If they could release more information, that would be helpful, especially for people who are looking to put in a lot of money into this game. For the roadmap, it really seems like NekoVerse is doing the right thing by taking their time. We love to see projects build out quality games over an overpromised rush to market MVP, which only lives on hype from early investors eager to take profit. In my mind, that phase 4 and phase 5 are going to be extremely important because I think there are other games that might have similar combat to what NekoVerse is presenting, but if they really get that exploration going and it is a cool MMO universe, that is what could set this game apart. Especially being on mobile right now for play to earn, the mobile competition isn't huge, especially like some of the bigger titles like Axie don't even have a true dedicated mobile app, and things like Splinterlands have an app that breaks all the time. So if they stay true to that roadmap, they could see a larger market share of mobile gamers specifically. Before we jump into the final thoughts about NekoVerse, I do want you to know there's lots of exciting things coming up here at Balthazar beyond these research reports, including an upcoming launchpad. If you want to get involved here in Balthazar's entire ecosystem, we have a public token launch coming soon. If you're interested, head on over to the website for exclusive offers, latest updates, and instructions on how to participate. As for the research report on NekoVerse, since it's a mobile game meant for Apple and Android, it is fair to say it won't compete against other games built on PC, but rather for the mobile segment of the industry. The mobile gaming market is huge. For example, Genshin Impact had an average of over 61 million monthly players last month, with a peak over 10 million players in a day. The research concludes by saying we're cautiously optimistic about what NekoVerse brings, but believe it's too early to judge the game's potential in the mobile gaming space before we get to playtest it properly ourselves. I agree with Alpha's research here. I think there are some interesting concepts, but there are more things I would like to know, like about who is all on the team and how are some of the aspects like breeding going to work. Personally, this is not the most exciting game that I have seen, but again, keep in mind the lens of looking at this game as an MMO for mobile devices. This isn't like last week, Ascenders, which is trying to be a AAA desktop game. If you're putting it in the genre of what it is for mobile devices, it does have a specific genre and audience for it if done well. The two biggest factors for me as far as the game is going to be that PvE battle testing. When that comes out, how fun is it? Is there anything engaging and unique in the gameplay itself? Secondly, the exploration and crafting of the MMO. I already talked about how important that is, and when we get to explore the world of NekoVerse and how it looks and feels, that is going to be the other big thing for this game. For now, that's all we know about NekoVerse, but hopefully in the future we can grab an interview with the team or test out the gameplay when it's ready. All right, I know I'm in different clothes now, but it's to bring you some good news. We are giving away 4 Nikos. I just found out about it. So if you want to participate in NekoVerse and want a shot at winning one of those, head over to our Twitter and make sure you participate. For now, you can go check out the playlist that we are putting together of all of these research reports, and there are many more coming up your way or previous ones you may not have watched yet. So go check those out so that you can know about some of the best upcoming NFT games. For now, peace out, pa'alam, adios everyone.